just moved in and taken down.
Don't be in a sexual conversation with a child, and you will never have to meet us.
Alleged sexual predators busted in sting operations. Whether they're accused of possessing child sexual abuse material, having inappropriate conversations with apparent teens online, or actually trying to meet up with those teens to engage in sex, these accused criminals are being taken down all across the United States. We're going to take a look at a few arrests out of New Mexico that got potentially dangerous abusers off the street. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Law enforcement agencies all across the country are making predator busts a top priority. We have covered this a lot here on Sidebar. I've sat down with Chris Hansen many times to talk about his now infamous style of tracking and busting people for allegedly trying to meet up with a minor for sex. Happens way too often, too many times. So today we want to do something different. Today, I want to take you through some recent stings where arrests, interviews, evidence searches, they were all caught on body-worn cameras. Talk about important evidence at an upcoming trial, right? So first, I want to take you back to the fall of 2024. Multiple agencies, local, state, federal, they came together for Operation Overwatch. And this was in Bernalillo County, New Mexico, and it ended up nabbing several suspects.
The top public safety priority of our special agents and prosecutors is the protection of children. And so today it's with great pride that I announce the results of a weeks-long operation, Operation Overwatch, which just last week culminated in the arrest of 8 individual suspects and the issuance of an additional arrest warrant for individuals who were engaged with undercover agents from several different agencies, not only our agents here at NMDOJ, but also the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Homeland Security Investigations, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, Santa Fe Police Department, the Albuquerque Police Department. Over the last several weeks, various agents working in an undercover capacity established decoy accounts on a number of different non-traditional digital platforms and digital messaging services, including Kik, Discord, Skip the Games, Mocospace, Grindr, FetLife, and Sniffies. What they were able to do was to establish both underage personas and presented themselves as either minor children or as adults, usually parents who were offering to traffic children for sex.
So as part of this operation, officers went undercover. And what they did was they posed as teenagers online to see if adults contacted them for sexual contact. According to police reports, APD officer Josh Dennison posted an advertisement to skipthegames.eu. Skip the Games is a website which advertises itself as the world's largest listing of independent escorts, agency escorts, other adult service providers. Posts are updated constantly. Skip the Games. Officer Dennison posed on the website as a female escort. Well, not long after that post went up, a man later identified as Rafael Rosas responded to the phone number that was listed in the post. The police report states Rosas initiated a text message conversation by writing, "Hey babe, you available?" The persona responded to the initial message informing Rosas that she is younger than she posted and is 15 years old. As the conversation continues, the persona states that she is home alone and cannot go out to party because she is too young. Rosas responds by suggesting someone could buy alcohol for her. Rosas later initiated the topic of meeting in person. When asked by the persona what he wants to do, Rosas avoids directly answering the question. So according to the report, Rosas sent several emojis indicating sexual acts and even said, "I can't say any more without it being incriminating evidence, LOL. You know this, you're 15 texting with an adult." So talk about a knowledge component here, right? What a case, I know. But this is definitely one we wanted to bring to you, and the reason that we can do that is because of the amazing support that we get from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. This is America's largest injury law firm. This is a firm with over 1,000 attorneys. You know why they're so big? Because they win a lot. They have recovered over $25 billion for more than 500,000 clients. Think about that. In the past few months, a client in Florida received $12 million after the insurance company offered just $350,000. Out in Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million. That is 40 times the insurer's $650,000 offer. Another client in Pennsylvania received $29 million. That's after being offered only $500,000. And even if you think your case isn't worth millions of dollars, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve? Morgan & Morgan, they make it so simple. You can start a claim from your phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC Sidebar by clicking the link below or scanning the QR code on screen. Now, the text conversation continued into the next day, October 6, 2024, when Rosas agreed to meet up with this fake 15-year-old. And he drove past the meetup location a few times, this is according to police, apparently scoping it out, before messaging this undercover agent, again thinking it's a 15-year-old girl, that he was there. And that is when the officers moved in.
Hands up! Face the car. Keep against the car. Stop.
Now, Rosas is brought inside the residence, searched, and then sits down in a separate room for an interview with a detective.
Basically, I think we all have some kind of idea why you're here. I have some questions for you about that, but I want to respect your rights, so before asking you questions, I'm going to read your Miranda and everything, okay? I'll just read from this whole card here. All right, man, well, I guess how we end up here today? No comment. No comment? Yeah? I guess that's a big question for me. It just seems like an odd place for you to show up in a house full of a bunch of cops. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can give you a little bit of background and correct me where I'm wrong. But my understanding is you were talking to someone today on that. Which app or which site were you talking on?
No app.
No app?
Text.
Text?
Yeah.
Okay. And who were you talking to?
Apparently police.
Police?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think you were talking to?
Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, I'm sorry, my hearing's bad, man.
Who knows?
Who knows? Okay.
Could have been anybody.
What kind of stuff did you talk about?
No, just everything. Range. We got coke stabbing, bullets, yeah, some validating evidence.
Yeah.
That was coke stabbing, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say you're coaxed into saying things that you said?
Tested. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of things did they say to coax you into saying those things?
Just keep incriminating. You just keep.
The person you're talking to?
Yeah.
Okay. Like what kind of stuff were they doing in the project?
Just keep. What are we gonna do? Oh, is that it? Okay. Keep trying. And after that, look on.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's probably not a surprise to you, but I obviously know what was said in those chats. I have the whole chat log, right? So at one point, I know that you texted that you were gonna, was it eat the kitty, is that what you said? Yeah.
The Trump says, you know?
Like Trump says?
Yeah. All those immigrants, I'm immigrant, I'm gonna eat cats.
You're gonna eat cats?
Yeah. All dogs, too.
And what did they say to coax you into saying that?
What are we gonna do?
And that made you want to say,
Yeah.
okay,
What Trump says.
okay.
Yeah.
How old was the person that you were talking to?
He insinuated they were 15.
Okay. When you say insinuated, what do you mean?
They said.
They said they were 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So not this line, maybe not. They said they're 15.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what were you planning on doing once you got here?
Just hanging out, smoking, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking vape?
Yeah, you heard that right. So let me get this straight. Rosa said, yeah, I wasn't insinuating that I wanted to have sex with this teen. No, I was making a joke in reference to President Donald Trump's debunked comments that some immigrants were eating dogs and cats. Ah, cleared it up. So this detective, of course, is not buying this. And then he pivots to another part of this text message conversation between Rosas and the undercover officer, where Rosas wrote that all of this felt a little Chris Hansen-y, pointing to possible, consciousness of guilt. You know what you're doing is wrong. Take a look.
Why were you worried that you were talking to the Chris Hansen thing?
No comment.
No comment? Okay. Then I'll tell you what it seems to me is you seem really nervous that you're chatting with a 15-year-old. You're going to show up to a house to meet a 15-year-old and you're talking about eating kitty for a 15-year-old. You see how the totality of all that together makes it seem like you were coming here to engage in some kind of sexual relation with a 15-year-old.
No comment. I was eating kitty like 12 little dogs. We came over to just chill. That's it.
You think that's a reasonable story?
So the detective tries again to connect with Rosas and get him to open up, but he doesn't really get far.
We're just gonna walk inside this here.
Well, so here's the thing. The reason I'm coming out and I'm talking about this stuff directly, right? Like, I could beat around the bush and I could pretend like we don't know what we know, right? And you can pretend like you don't know what you don't know.
Can we have this interview? Could that be on my way now?
So,
If we know what we know, then
well, part of my job is to figure out how we got here, right?
we know exactly how we got here. Could
Well,
interview, could that be on my way?
I'm curious about your background.
You probably have it all off of ID.
Well, I do have a good amount of background on you, right? Like I'm not completely ignorant,
Don't need to know.
but I'm just wondering what in your past led you into texting with a 15-year-old today.
Absolutely not.
Nothing?
No.
Have you ever have you ever had any kind of relations with a juvenile before?
No.
No? What about an adult when you were a juvenile?
No.
No? And see, these are the kind of things that I'm curious about. It's like professional curiosity,
Psychological. Yeah.
right? Like I've met guys before who, for one case,
My hunter, my man, you don't have to know about me. Can I be on my way? This isn't my hunter.
yeah,
You don't need to know about me. Can I be on my way?
soon enough. I'm just really curious, like I said, the way that people's minds work, right? Like I met a guy one time who he had child pornography on his phone. And what I came to learn through that investigation is that when he was a kid, he had looked up pictures for kids that were the same age as him, right? It was like age appropriate. And it seems like there might have been something that stuck in his mind because that was kind of his first experience of looking at nude pictures. And that's just kind of what he always looked at. And he always just kind of stuck at that same age. So as he got older, he kept looking at to me, like something like that makes sense, right? And I was just wondering if there's anything like in your past
No.
that led you here today.
No.
No? All right. Because I'm just a dumb cop, man. I like to learn.
Me too.
I like to be enlightened.
Me too.
And I feel like talking to you today could teach me something.
No, I don't know how to teach you, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, I've always got something to teach. Alright. Alright. So the phone that you were chatting on,
That's mine.
what's it?
That's mine.
It's your phone?
Yeah.
Where's that phone down?
It was in the car.
In the car?
I left it right there.
Okay.
Yeah, long one keys.
So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to get a search warrant for your car. Alright, and then what I'm gonna do from there is I'm gonna get a search warrant for your phone.
Yeah.
Is there anything related to all this that I would find once I get into your phone?
No.
No? Other than the text messages?
Yeah, just a couple penis pictures of mine, a couple pornographic videos I made with a couple girls, a couple flash pictures of those.
It's all pretty normal, to be honest. I get into people's phones basically on a weekly basis. And, part of the job, we have to review that stuff. If it's personal use, whatever, we don't care. My worry is like, are there any photos of juveniles or anything on the phone? Okay.
And according to the police report on the bus, when Rosas was being transferred to booking, he made some interesting comments. Quote, following the interview, BCSO Detective Delaney Grimes was monitoring Rosas prior to booking. Detective Grimes informed me that during this time, Rosas stated he was going to have to move. When asked what he meant, Rosas told Detective Grimes that he lives near Truman Middle School and would not be allowed to live there if he's registered as a sex offender. Now, Rosas in the end was charged with child solicitation by electronic communication device and attempted criminal sexual penetration of a minor. And his prediction came true. He had to register as a sex offender when he entered a guilty plea to the child solicitation charge. He was also sentenced to spend 9 months in jail. This is according to New Mexico court records. And during their news conference, the agencies involved in Operation Overwatch warned potential predators that they are out there and they are watching.
I hope this is really a kind of a wake-up call to all these predators that come and prey on our children, our most vulnerable. Whether you're within the state or outside of the state, there is no good reason to ever go after our most vulnerable. Every year, thousands of children become victims of crimes, whether it's through kidnappings, violent attacks, sexual abuse, human trafficking, or online predators. Today is another important example of law enforcement's commitment to bring child predators to justice and disrupt all forms of exploitation.
The lack of understanding of online child sexual exploitation and abuse, along with increased technology and use among our children and teens, has created a space for these crimes, these criminals, and these predators to flourish. However, criminals and predators operating in that space should know that we are also in that space. We were in that space last week, and we're going to be in that space again soon. This successful effort and collaboration amongst the partners that are here was started to protect our vulnerable population. This operation did shine the light on a widespread issue, prompting us to begin our plans for our next operation. If you're out there and you're lurking in the dark, looking for our children and teens, we're going to be back there looking for you.
Don't be in a sexual conversation with a child, and you will never have to meet us. It's never acceptable. It's never acceptable. Stay away from it. Get help, or as Sheriff and others said, we can help you. You probably won't like the help that we're going to give. So get yourself help. And I've doubled down on everything. The parents have good trusting conversations with your kids. You can try to go through their phone for days. They'll just outsmart you half the time. Really, you just have to have a good conversation with them, and hopefully they come to you when they see something scary online or on their phone and talk to you about it. But these operations reduce the amount of hands-on sex abuse cases my detectives have to get assigned. So I love these operations, and we can't wait to do the next one.
Okay, now earlier this year, a man who was already on the sex offender registry was arrested for possession and distribution of child sexual abuse material, also called CSAM. And a search of his home presented kind of a unique challenge because it appears he had some hoarding tendencies.
I'm not sure. I can't open that window. Nope. What's in here? Oh my God. That's pretty good. Oh, nasty. Holy cow. Oh. Careful. I really don't want that in here. There's bugs on the ground too. Oh, that's a legit. He's got a setup, dude. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, look at these towers. Oh my, dude. Let me grab him over here. This is not the worst loop spinning for sure. This is bad. It's not the worst. Or are you still photoing? No, we're good. I just wanted to get the overalls with the room stuff. Excuse me, gentlemen. Get the hell out of your way. Is anyone else back there? No, sir.
That is the apartment of Mario Troy Colangelo, a 53-year-old who already had multiple prior arrests for child porn. This is according to the Department of Justice's Internet Crimes Against Children Division. So as Colangelo was taken into custody, officers, trainees, they searched the apartment for any electronic devices the suspect could have used to share or save CSAM.
You guys are gonna start in the back?
Yeah, let's start in the back and
Okay.
work our way here till we get Byron gets in here.
Okay. Moist and meaty. That's the name of the dog food.
Oh, we need post-it notes. Hey, Bishop,
He's not there. Over there.
post-it notes and Sharpies, please.
How the could you look like this?
I'm following in the... Gotta get some fresh air, brother.
Did we already see this camera here?
Yeah, we haven't started this room yet.
Okay.
I'm
gonna burn all my clothes. See the little camera set up there?
Yeah.
You guys are working on this room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Cool. We're already, everything else is pretty much finished. This is the last room. Yeah.
One cell phone that we found back there that we'll get. Okay. And then we're just gonna focus on this room.
And despite the fact that he was in handcuffs and his apartment was swarming with investigators, Colangelo seemed surprised that he was being taken to jail.
We're actually gonna check him over now.
Okay.
Yeah. His name's Mario, right? Yeah. Okay. Hey Mario, I'm gonna put this seatbelt on you, okay? Scoot over right here.
Why?
So you're gonna be booked into jail today. Okay? And I'll have them explain to you why and all that, just so I'm not telling you any misinformation. Okay? Sorry, I think I was the one to break the news to him. I said sorry, I think I was the one to break the news to him that he was going to jail. It's fine.
Hello.
What's up?
The guy asked me about my keys so you guys can secure the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they're not hanging by the thermostat inside the door, then they're hanging off my microphone on my desk.
Okay. Appreciate it, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna be driving over to the prisoner transport center, okay?
I'll follow you there.
Cool, thank you. Sounds good.
Well, here's the thing. It turns out Colangelo had moved from West Virginia to New Mexico and legally changed his name from Troy Shelby to Mario Troy Colangelo. Now, Bernalillo County prosecutors, they charged him with 2 felonies: possession of visual medium of sexual exploitation of a child under 13, as well as distribution of visual medium of sexual exploitation of children. And according to New Mexico court records, he was convicted in March of this year and sentenced to spend the next 6 years in prison. So going back to Operation Overwatch, authorities arrested 8 suspected online predators. The Attorney General provided information about the suspects and the details about what they're accused of doing, particularly, I have to say, a few gross ones. For example, you have Stephen Charles Phillips, a middle school teacher, was arrested for trying to pay a dad to have sex with his 12-year-old daughter. The father was a decoy, an undercover officer who had proof of explicit conversations with Phillips, where the man said he was looking for a baby girl to spoil. Then you have this woman, Samantha Clark, was apprehended trying to meet up with someone she thought was selling their child for sex. This is according to the Attorney General's office. During the news conference, a reporter asked about the skin-crawling idea of a parent selling their own child. Take a look.
Do you suspect that there are actual parents out there who are prostituting their children?
Yes, there are absolutely parents that are trafficking children, their own children, online in online spaces. Unfortunately, I was an Internet Crimes Against Children prosecutor. I saw this in my experience. I know Kyle has worked on these cases, and I'll have him come forward, but this is something that we see on a daily basis.
And then to follow up on that, are you targeting them too, trying to catch them?
Yeah, I mean, I've charged a parent with trafficking their child. So parents in that feeling of greed or whatever it is will do anything sometimes to make money or pay off a debt. So we're aware of it. It's more rare, of course, than just some of these general idiots that show up, but it's absolutely out there, and it's especially dangerous because a parent is who the kid trusts. It is their person, right? And so the kid is definitely going to do whatever mom or dad says. So we absolutely want to find 100% of parents that are doing this kind of behavior, and they can meet us.
The New Mexico Attorney General's office, the Bernalillo County Sheriff, the FBI, others, they all promise to continue their pursuit of justice against alleged sexual predators to keep our kids safe. And after seeing what we just saw today, we are hoping that is true. That is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.